Hello everybody, it's Lindsay from The Vintage Button, and today we're going to make a page that's going to go into this journal. And I folded it, so it was a double spread from our book about gardening from the 60s. I've got a few of these. I get them from the free libraries and they're always sort of stuck at the bottom. There's no pictures in them, there's nothing to entice. I mean, even the ones with pictures in are usually the ones that are stuck at the bottom and they start getting damp if you don't rescue them. And they've got, you know, although that's a really good idea for a long scale compost heap enclosed by straw bales. So that looks quite organic and good for the planet, good for human beings. Not chemically, but there's been some very chemically things in this. Anyway, it is what it is. I've got it. It's made a bajillion journals because it was a big monster of a book with the cover half off. So there we go. I don't know why I feel like I have to justify using the materials that I do, but obviously that's a thing. We are going to sort of have it so it's going to come like that, but it's going to be loose. So this is going to be something that you can open up. We're going to have this little lady. Oh, I might need to do a bit of fussy cutting on her. We will do that. And she's going to be turned into a fairy to kind of go with our flower fairies. So she is a porcelain figurine. So there's our flower fairy. And she kind of tonally goes, and she sort of goes with the spirit of it. I want to make this a proper junk journal. So it's got all junky things in it. And I don't think there's going to be any printables. Don't hold me to that. I might put some printables in it, but I think I've got enough stuff out without digging into the printables, which I bought a printer in the summer and hardly ever used it. But there you go. My daughter uses it a lot for college. Yeah. I was going to print out some sort of Victorian ladies and do this with the Victorian ladies. And then the other night I try to do a little bit of craft every day. Even think about it, I'll look at it, not necessarily, you know, do what we're doing today and do a full page. But I dug into these two books. This one I bought from Emmaus and I did pay £3 for it, but it was a massive book and I've put them in swaps. I think I've put them in the giveaway in the swap advent calendar as well, like make little parcels of elements to stick in your journals. But there's all kinds of beautiful images of like clocks and furniture, just antiques, crockery. And then I found in this one, I found all these figurines, and I found these figurines. I actually did one for Junk Journal July that I turned into a fairy, and that's what gave me the idea. So this lovely lady is going to be on this page somehow. We've got more napkins that we can use to sort of ground her, sort of like give her a bit of a background. We might put some sprays on there. I don't know. So we're going to definitely use her. So I'm going to put her to one side and just show you the other ones that I sort of trimmed out and what will make up the fairy. So that's another one that's just a sort of, I think she might even be a religious figure. But I thought she was quite Christmassy, so she probably will end up in there. This one's spectacular and may end up on the other cover. So she's like a Piro. I think she's sort of like in her 30s. But I just thought I could really Christmassy her up somehow. I'll make her wings very Christmassy. Stick some, you know, stick a robin. The wrong way around, but you know, like, there's things I can do. There's definitely things I can do. I've got those little fabric robins, so you could fussy cut one of those out. Yeah, there's always things you can do. I will make her Christmassy, stick some holly on her head, there'll be something, there will be something, and I think she'll look spectacular with like green wings. That'll make her Christmassy like the other one. A different shape of wings perhaps. Not that one. So it'll be like that and like that. Yeah. So there's that one, she's definitely going in there. And then I cut a load of other ones out, but I don't think they're probably not the right tone. And I probably only need 3 anyway. I don't need masses of them, but I cut them out just whilst I was there. And so there's that beautiful one. Can you imagine her in the spring or the summer? She would be lovely. And there's this one, and it's half of one, and I thought, well, that's still quite useful because you can put her towards the edge of a page or the edge of a tag. There's this pretty lady, looks very sort of baroque, and there's this lady who sort of sat on something, or you could make it, she's actually cut out from one of the others. Is it that one? Because they were all in the photograph together, but it kind of shows you how I would like take different elements from the same photograph. And I think she was on the page that was like the torn bit down the middle, so because I think that basket belongs somehow, or there's something in between, I don't know, but there we go. So I thought she could possibly be a bit Christmassy because she's got some red in her and she's got some red in her hat, but I actually think they're probably going to go and live somewhere, hopefully to be safe. And she says dropping one already and become something in the spring or summer. But I think I just want to show you that, like, you know, you can make good stuff out of junk. It can look still really nice. Well, I think nice anyway. So these two, and they've all got very different personalities, but I like it. They're just going to get tucked into that journal, and this is our page. So, are we going to put some colour on her wings? I think I want to put some gold on her wings. Now we can either do that with the pens, or we can do that with sprays. Now I said the sprays, but it's under a crafting army of stuffs. Can I get to my sprays? I really need to sort out. I'm making big progress on the house recovery and getting ready to put the Christmas tree up. So, you know, it's not really a priority at the moment. This room, sad as that makes me, but there we go. Oh, something that the overspray would actually be useful on. Got some dictionary paper. That'll do. It's a bit torn up, but it'll do. I'll put them on the radiator behind me. Oh, I have to put a bit of red on them as well. Okay. She says, knocking things fly. I just don't want to use that heat gun because it makes so much noise. So I've just made a video that will actually probably go out tonight, and this will go out tomorrow night. I'm not doing 2 in one day, but I just made these. I don't think these are going to go on that page, but I just made those. So, right, what we're going to put on this page now. That. I think, are we going to put a bit of spray on here? I don't know if we need to. What colours we've got. We've got that silver. Oh, we've got the coppery colour. That might be an idea. I've got a darker copper colour that I might make a separate one of these up. So these are bottles of Tim Holtz sprays, but they're not actually Tim Holtz sprays. I don't want ink on the stamps. They are Tim Holtz adjacent. I've basically made them up with acrylic. I didn't clean the knob, you can tell the nib. I don't really look after my things, which is a failing on my part. Don't do what I do. So now this is a bit broken. There we go. I have to manage with the way it is, Lindsay. That's alright. Okay. I think I am going to need the heat gun. Excuse the heat gun. I haven't used it for a long time now. I'm going to put some Christmassy bits on and put her on it as well. So like it's going to fold that way and this is going to be different. So I kind of want her to be like that, and she needs a bit of fussy cutting. It'll all seamlessly go back. Well, that's the plan anyway. So there's another video I want to make this week about getting ready for Christmas, sort of like handmade Christmas. Because I've got my Christmas stocking made, sewn up, that I needed to make. But I would like to give a present away. In fact, there might be, no, that book's too big. Because I've got a work present that I need to wrap creatively. I was thinking I could do it now. I'll do something different with that. But I'd like to make a Christmas stocking up for my mum, and I'm going to do it as a paper stocking. So we've got that to make. We're going to make it out of like you know, like a courier packet, like a big envelope, sort of like, again, true junk journal-y style. So okay, I want that there. See if her wings are... Oh, they're almost done. Let's glue her wings on. Just going to trim her hand a little bit because it looks a bit like a paw. And some of that is because it's porcelain and I don't know, you know, I don't know how well the hands were done. But if we just sort of take that edge off. Yeah, that's better. I'm going to glue the back of the lady rather than the wings. So that I can move it around. I kind of want a bit of space between her head. I can see where my fussy cutting's gone off again. Let's get back in there with these scissors. There's a little black line because she was on a black background, this little doll. So she's a porcelain figure from those books. I've got glue on the scissors. That's better. Look at how she looks. The wings are sort of fluttering, so they're not going to be very even. We can even them up a bit. She does look pretty. Okay. So I think I don't want to put anything above. I think I want to sort of ground her a little bit. So that's where we're going to come in with these napkins. They're just going to disappear in the background, but we are going to build it up so that she's got things to step onto if she chose to land. So we've got these. I think we'll put it all the way across. That. Oh, I've got a little robin. So these are just cut out of napkins. Some of them have been fussy torn, some of them have been cut with pinking shears that do much of the same type of thing. And I'm going to get my PVA out. I've got a brush out from a PVA. Cheapest chips PVA. And we're just going to make a little collage at the bottom. I think if I put that one on first, we might go back over with some more inks, a bit more of that gold to make her pop. And then we've got some Posca pens we can have a play with as well. Yeah. This is why you don't do that. You do the page, Lindsay. Such a schoolgirl error. But I don't worry. Somebody said about like you know, I'd made a mistake and then I was like, oh, I'm not worrying about it. I generally don't. I do this not to make perfection, not to like make it as good as anybody else. I do it because I enjoy doing it. And that's probably why I don't give things away, like I don't do swaps and stuff. Just that, well, it's one of the reasons, there's other reasons. But I don't make journals to give away. Because it's very much about the process and not worrying about like the result. And I enjoy looking and reflecting back on my process, so. But it is completely an individual thing, definitely. What about that, like that? Yeah. This paper from this book is so good, it holds paint really well. Like I said, I've got a few of them. Not necessarily exactly the same book, but of the same era, so like sort of 50s, 60s. And they have this same sort of heavy paper that just is really good. Should we do that? And that'll help that mistake. And then again, like, yeah, we will go back over with it. I'm using my pinking shears for material because, well, I figured this is material, it's not paper. It is paper, but it has the same texture. And I suppose it's alright for me to do what I want with my fabric scissors as long as nobody else does it. I don't know if you're like that. I'm like very much. These are scissors. I have lots of scissors lying around the house so that people can just use a variety of scissors without messing up my scissors. We're not going to worry about any overlaps. It's all going to be fine. You can hear my daughter having a giggle. I've got the door open because we're still DIYing, like the house isn't we are making progress, but it's in a bit of a state. So there's some of the DIY equipment's actually in my doorway to my craft room. So I thought rather than move everything, I've just left the door open. So if you can hear people noise, that's because people live in this house. And I don't have a studio. some people have made studios in like the garages and stuff like that, and I have a little spare room that is always first and foremost my craft room. And when I'm in here crafting, I don't close the door. We don't really close doors anywhere other than the bathroom. Yeah, we're not that kind of family, which is okay if you are. Very wary of, like, I don't want to disparage people's lifestyle choices. Oh, look at her just peeping out. She's magic. I think we're very nearly there. We are very nearly there. Right. Never say never though. Don't. Okay, I'm going to use the heat gun again. I do apologise. I'll be quick. So I was just thinking, what things have I got to do? I've got that Secret Santa gift that I might try and do that really creatively. It's a Secret Santa gift for work, and I would like that to be done creatively, because I don't think the person who I'm doing it for knows me well enough to go, oh, that one's from Lindsay. Do you know what I mean? Right, last blast. Okay. Oh, I like it. She's magical. Right. So yeah, you can turn anything really into. I've done it with magazines. I've done like have I done a flip through of that video of that? I must have done a flip through of that journal. I made a magazine from I made a journal from a magazine, and it had so many paper fairies because I challenged myself just to take the rubbish from one day. So it was a magazine and some tea bag boxes and something else. Oh, an envelope and another box from the recycling, and I made a journal out of it, and I allowed myself ink and paint and scissors and glue. And I made lots of paper fairies there because I made the wings and stuff from the pages, and it really got me into my little paper fairies. So if you've been around for the Vintage Button for a while, from like back in the summer, you'll know about me and my paper fairies. Oh, I like that. So now when I do this one, I'll have to be mindful, because I might want to put a trim, but I can always trim this down and then put a trim on to make that layer. But that's for another day. So what are you making? Are you Christmas journaling? Are you going to Christmas presenting? Because I have some Christmas cards I want to make, but not Christmas cards. There you go. So some of them, they could just be bundles of bay leaves from the back garden. I sent those up Wigan last year, but we're going up there this year, so it'll have to be something a little bit different than that. I've got similar things to make for work colleagues. I have that work Secret Santa. Got my family Secret Santa to do. I've got my work colleagues gift. I'm going to make them like mini wreaths, Christmas wreaths from. I need to go and find either buy the reforms, I'll make them. I've got enough wire, I could make them, but just make them so that they're quite small, not like big, because I've loads of ivy and holly and bay in my back garden, like loads of it. I'll use it to decorate my house as well, but I just have masses of it, and it might be a nice evening in front of the fire once the decorations are up, having a nice play. It's all part of that wintering. I can see there's a bit there that's not quite dry, but that's alright, it's not going in the journal yet. That's why I've not bound this journal yet, because I'm not quite sure about what I want to put in there. So it's giving me a little bit more freedom. Do we like her? Do we think she's done? What about, do we need some more like little gold bits? The little 3 dots. Another one of the things like that. I might do some little red dots. Yeah, bring a bit more red in. I started reading just chiclet, like nothing very serious. There's a British author called Trisha Astley, and she does like rom-com chiclet stuff, and some of it's just very comforting, and there's nothing offensive about it. Yeah, it's just niceness. So I've read a couple of those books just in the evening before I go to sleep. So I'm putting all these little winter health things in place, which is good. Why will that lid not go on? Red Posca pen. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, little tiny doubly bits. So I got this idea of these just 3 little dots from, we have like illuminated texts, like medieval texts before the printing press. Then they were sort of made by monks, and they're heavily decorated in all kinds of paint and gold and stuff, because I think because they take so long, you know, they took pride in it, but also that paying reverence to it as an art form. I don't know. They're usually religious texts as well, although not always. And one of the little motifs is these little 3 dots, and I just think, oh, I like the 3 dots. We will have the 3 dots. There we go. Should put some green dots in as well. I don't really have a good... Posca doesn't really do good greens. They're all very similar. Let's have a look at the back of that one. Some of these I've not. Oh, see, look, new one. Oh. I like breaking in a new Posca pen. It's taken a while though. I've sorted out my Christmas list. Well, I think I need to put a few more bits on, and then send my husband some links to eBay for some like old documents. And then some of it is very sort of, you know, directed at, I want this specific thing, but then with the eBay documents it'll be a bit of a surprise. And it'll be junk journaling. What do we think? Don't want to overdo it. I don't think I am. She's got like magic sparkles all around her, because she's a fairy. Whoop. There we go. So that's what we've got. We've got an easy fairy made out of book page images. So don't neglect when you go to those charity shops, those thrift shops, and you're looking for junk journaling things, you know, find antiques books, the ones that just sort of give you pictures and pictures and pictures of various things. You think there's so many good ideas, like this one that's just watches. Look at that shoe thing. The scissors, you could fussy cut the scissors out and that would be amazing. Look at the tape measure. Oh, you can't see that, that's on there. But there's so many good things that I'll be digging into. Just these things are good too. So yeah, have a dig at that. Then you can make your own little fairies. Fantastic. Well, there we go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'm going to go to bed after I've made the thumbnails for these two, and then I'll remember to put the thumbnails on eventually. But I'm just doing what I can do, and that's okay. So you just do what you can do. Say hello, press like, do the YouTubey things that help my little channel grow, which is growing. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for being here. Bye bye.